Tim McAnnany. And Tim is another referral from my buddy Bill Kraft. And we had a referral from him just on here recently, and it was amazing. And Bill is on a mission, finding these people because he really understands the power of what we have. And I want to see if Tim McAnnany, Tim, you had your microphone unmuted there early. I see you're open now. Tell us your story, Tim. It's an awesome story.
All right. Well, I'm trying to remember it again.
I think you can.
I worked for the public for 46 years in retail. And all through the whole pandemic, I didn't have a sniffle, cough, or anything. And then May 28th, 2022, I got the plague, whatever it was, I don't know. And I had the normal, the flu symptoms with the cold and the sore throat, but my sore throat never went away. And, after a few months, when people said, well, maybe it was long COVID, or maybe, it's this or that. Well, in 2019, I switched insurance companies, and since I don't ever get sick, I never thought about getting another doctor. And after the pandemic started, you couldn't find a doctor, and I still can't get a doctor. So I just put off going to the doctor and put it off going to the doctor. And then finally, in December of last year, December 30th, I decided I would have to go to the urgent care because I couldn't get a doctor appointment anywhere in the state of Oregon, or anywhere that they would, other than our naturopathic doctor, which we were going to. But it started to affect I could feel there was something growing in my mouth. It was starting to affect my breathing, so I decided I better go to the urgent care. So I did, and the doctor was freaking out because she said, your air passage is almost completely blocked. So she said, you need to go immediately to Good Samaritan Hospital in Portland for a CT scan. So that's where we went. And then ear, throat, and nose doctor came in and took a biopsy of me. And biopsy came back and said it's cancer. Okay, so it's cancer. So then they started setting up the treatment plan. And I'm not sure, I don't remember exactly when, but my brother Bill Kraft said, well, here, you should take these mushrooms. Okay, so he set me up with the mushrooms, and I started taking them. And of course, at first, the doctor was pretty pessimistic because my tumor was in my throat, my mouth, my soft palate, and up into my sinuses. It was very, very large. And so about 3 weeks into my treatment, I'd taken 2 chemotherapy sessions as well, which killed my immune system, and I got the influenza A. And I was very close to death, apparently, is what they tell me. I spent 10 days in the hospital. So I got out of the hospital, I weighed 139 pounds. And they told me not to take my supplements anymore, so I didn't take the mushrooms for a few days. And then my wife and I decided, well, that's crazy. I'm going to take the dang mushrooms. So I started taking the mushrooms again, and pretty soon the doctor was amazed. A few weeks later, because my tumor had shrunk so much that they had to redo my mask. I had to have a mask to hold me still, and no longer was going to work because my tumor was so small. From the grace of God, my brother Bill, and the mushrooms. I know that's what it's from. So I had another 3 weeks of treatment to do, and went through the whole treatment, the radiation treatment, and it affected my hearing because I lost most of my hearing in my left ear, and now I have no saliva. and my tongue is coming back, but it's still, you can tell I'm not talking quite properly yet. But I know in my heart, and the Lord has told me that it's the mushroom, the Lord, and that's what has saved my life. Because when I started taking the mushrooms again, immediately I started feeling better. Like the next day, immediately, and I feel better pretty much every day. I mean, I got a long way to go yet because I was down about as low as a man could go and still be among the living. But I am so much better, and the mushrooms are saying.
Well, congratulations, Tim, that you had the faith. You took a leap of faith and started taking them again. That's awesome.
So,
yeah, one thing, the doctors aren't, that's amazing. The doctors aren't schooled in nutrition, so they don't know. And if there's something they don't know about, they want to adhere to their standard of care, what they do know about, because they're afraid to recommend anything else outside of that standard, because then they risk losing their license.
Right.
They risk possible lawsuits, things like that. So typically they do not deviate. So you took a strong leap of faith, and congratulations.
And I'm back to my normal weight of 165 now.
Wow.
So I gained the weight that I lost before I went to the hospital. So.
Wow. Awesome. Congratulations, Tim. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
It's a miracle. Truly a miracle.
It is truly a miracle. Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate your coming on.